Melania Trump acaba de ser demandada en la Corte Suprema del Estado de Nueva York por Michael Wolff, autor reconocido que ha informado sobre Donald Trump anteriormente. Y de hecho fue su biógrafo. Wolff también fue contactado por Jeffrey Epstein para posiblemente convertirse en su biógrafo. Y pasó muchas, pero muchas horas conversando con él. Michael Wolff ha publicado obras sobre Donald Trump que probablemente muchos conocen e incluso muchos han leído. Él ha hablado con periodistas sobre lo que está ocurriendo tras bambalinas, mientras que Donald Trump sigue encubriendo los archivos de Jeffrey Epstein. Esto es algo que todos sabemos que está ocurriendo. Y es una de las grandes razones por las que el gobierno está cerrado en este momento. Mientras que intentan impedir que Adelita Grijalva, la congresista electa del 7º distrito de Arizona, firme la petición de descarga que liberaría de una vez por todas los archivos de Jeffrey Epstein. Así que esto fue lo que ocurrió. Melania Trump envió una carta de demanda amenazante a Michael Wolff, en la que tergiversó varias declaraciones que él había hecho anteriormente, tanto en Instagram como en artículos publicados por el Daily Beast. Eran declaraciones parciales sin contexto de lo que Michael Wolff realmente había dicho. La carta fue enviada el 15 de octubre del 2025. Tenemos una copia. Dice: estimado señor Wolff, este bufete de abogados es el Consejo de Litigio de la primera dama de los Estados Unidos de América, Melania Trump. En adelante, señora Trump. Luego continúa diciendo que creen que él ha incurrido en difamación y enumera declaraciones difamatorias del artículo, como Melania Trump está involucrada en el escándalo de Jeffrey Epstein. La primera dama, Melania, podría ser el vínculo perdido entre Donald Trump y el delincuente Jeffrey Epstein. Estoy leyendo directamente de la carta que Alejandro Brito envió a Wolff. Melania estaba muy involucrada en el círculo social de Jeffrey Epstein y se señaló que así fue como conoció a Donald Trump. Fue presentada por una agencia de modelos con la que tanto Donald Trump como Jeffrey Epstein estaban involucrados. Epstein la conocía muy bien. Luego cita otra de las publicaciones en Instagram donde se afirma que Jeffrey Epstein le dijo a Wolff que Donald Trump y Melania se conocieron por primera vez en el avión de Epstein y que Melania conoció a Trump a través de los mismos círculos de modelaje mediante los cuales Epstein y Donald Trump conseguían citas. Wolff dijo: este matrimonio falso, un matrimonio trofeo, apenas un matrimonio en absoluto, es parte del fraude. Luego la carta hace una demanda específica, exige una disculpa, una retractación pública y que todo se haga públicamente. Finaliza con: por favor actúen en consecuencia. Así que en la fecha límite que se dio para actuar en consecuencia, Michael Wolff demandó a la primera dama Melania Trump en la Corte Suprema de Nueva York, que es su tribunal de primera instancia. Tenemos la demanda aquí, una queja verificada para obtener un juicio declaratorio y daños bajo el estatuto anti-SLAPP de Nueva York. Demanda estratégica contra la participación pública. Básicamente contra la política pública, donde Wolff afirma: estoy informando sobre los hechos que conozco. Soy un autor que tiene derecho a la primera enmienda. Luego Wolff revisa cada una de las acusaciones y dice: primero están proporcionando un contexto incorrecto o mejor dicho incompleto de lo que yo dije realmente. Y luego están las protecciones de opinión. Una de las protecciones es la verdad y ser veraz al respecto. Wolff demandó a Melania Trump por esta acción de alivio declaratorio bajo la ley anti-SLAPP de Nueva York. Básicamente dice: mira, al enviar estas cartas de demanda y al hacer estas amenazas para silenciar mi discurso, ahora he tenido que contratar a un abogado. Estoy incurriendo en costos. Esto es un derecho de la primera enmienda que tengo para informar sobre estos hechos. Así que quiero una acción de alivio declaratorio. Quiero que el tribunal aquí en Nueva York diga que lo que estoy haciendo está protegido bajo el estatuto anti-SLAPP de Nueva York, que proporciona fuertes protecciones de la primera enmienda a reporteros, periodistas y autores. Quiero que me paguen los honorarios legales como resultado de lo que ha ocurrido. Y quiero acceso a pruebas. Una parte importante de esta demanda presentada por Michael Wolff dice que mediante su carta de amenaza y esta acción de alivio declaratorio anti-SLAPP, la señora Trump le ha otorgado a Wolff poder de citación, el cual él planea ejercer completamente y con rapidez, dado que las declaraciones en cuestión se refieren a hechos que ocurrieron principalmente en la ciudad de Nueva York. Esta acción permitirá citaciones a numerosos testigos, la mayoría de ellos en Nueva York. Se permitirán citaciones a quienes frecuentaban o formaban parte del círculo de Jeffrey Epstein, incluido el señor Donald Trump. Quiero que vean esto porque considero que es muy importante. Préstenle mucha atención, así que miren por favor.
Ben, how are you? Nice to see you. See you. And I think there's so many people who have seen Melania going around with these litigation threat letters. She threatened
Hunter Biden and said, I'm going to sue you, but then never ended up actually suing Hunter Biden. But you've taken the extraordinary action of saying, I'm standing up for my reporting. I'm standing up for the First Amendment, and I'm suing you. So talk to us about that.
Well, I think very simply, someone had to do it. I probably would have preferred that it not be me, but, come the moment, here it is. And what they've done is obvious, and it's disgraceful in what they keep doing. And everybody throughout the media business, there's a chill, and a chill is probably the kind words. I don't think, I just sued the First Lady of the United States, a kind of, man bites dog lawsuit. It's a great story. You won't see this story, I'll bet, in the New York Times, because the New York Times is being sued by this same lawyer who is suing me. Everybody is frightened. And I thought, well, what can I do here? Obviously, I'm not going to apologize. My God. I'm not going to retract. There's virtually nothing to retract here. The truth is that anything that I have said here is mild. In fact, it's certainly not defamatory to say that someone knew someone. As a matter of fact, we have seen the pictures of them together. So this is obvious. And then there's opinion, which is protected. This is, I've been doing this job for a very long time, and I have never been at a moment when there's a virtual guarantee of a lawsuit when you move into territory that the people in power don't want you to move into. This is not even a matter of what you said. It's the subject itself that cannot be discussed. So that was like, okay, this is, there is a law. There are laws against this. There are laws against what the First Lady and the President are doing. You cannot use a legal remedy to intimidate someone from speaking out. So here we are. I've sued the First Lady.
So in a lot of these lawsuits that have been filed by Donald Trump, for example, against the corporations, whether it's the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times or whoever, in those lawsuits, even where the Journal or the New York Times appears to be fighting back, what they don't do, though, and I'm very cognizant of this, is go after the discovery that would be so obvious. Like, right. If I'm the Wall Street Journal and I'm sued by Trump with the Epstein book, the first thing I do, boom, day one, Donald deposition right there, sit across from me. And we know historically he does either horrible in depositions after avoiding it, or he avoids the case and then dismisses the case. Same thing with Melania. So you mention here, I am going to go after discovery, Melania. I'm going to take your deposition. I'm going to subpoena you, Melania. I want to see your emails, Melania. I want your documents, Melania. I want your text messages, Melania. I'm going to talk about all of the Epstein connections. You wanted to do this? We're going to do this, and we're going to do discovery. I want Donald Trump's deposition right now as well. So talk to us about the discovery that you're looking to get in this case.
Well, I think that this is an opportunity to ask all of the questions that they have refused to answer. It's very straightforward. We know that Donald Trump had a long, deep, abiding relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Let's hear the details. Let's hear the details of their financial involvement. Let's hear the details of their sexual involvement. Not that they were involved together, but one or the other as each other's wingman in many situations. And I say that using the politest words. Let's get into it. Let's get into Melania's history. How does she come to this country? What does she do when she's here? How does she meet Donald Trump? What's her relationship to the modeling agents who knew both Epstein and Trump? These are all of the questions which I think once they are answered, we will have a much clearer picture of what Jeffrey Epstein did, who he did it to, and how the president of the United States was involved.
And right now, as the government is shut down, and one of the reasons that seems to be clear is that they don't want this discharge petition being signed by Adelita Grijalva, who would be the 218th signature. She's that Democratic Congresswoman-elect from Arizona's 7th Congressional District. And so, behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, you're reporting on Epstein, and you've been the best reporter, the person who's been you spoke with Epstein, you sat with the guy like no one else has done that. You've got hours and hours and hours of recordings of the guy, but you were warning about all of this. You were raising the red flag about these connections before anybody here. We were amplifying a lot of the cover, what I think should have been out there at the time, but now you're seeing it in a way that's so damaging to the country. I mean, to people's healthcare, to people's lives. Like, that's what's so wild about this too. So what do you make of this?
We know it is the one subject that he does not want to address. It is the one subject that he has not been able to escape. Donald Trump is, I would say, the thing that he ought to be best known for is his ability to change the subject. He has not been able to change the Epstein subject. I think partly because people understand that it is the key to understanding so much about Donald Trump in particular, but our time in general, and the nature of power, and who has it, and what powerful people do with it. This is, Jeffrey Epstein is the secret code ring, in a sense. And Trump clearly knows this, clearly knows that he, in any telling of Epstein's life story, he is deeply implicated. And he certainly has not figured a way to change that subject and get out of this fix. And the effort to sue me and to shut me up, and me along with others, is an effort to change the subject and shut down discussion of his involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. And I assume that that's what they thought they would accomplish by suing me. And I don't know why I am somewhat different from everyone else. I mean, I think I am, because I'm an individual. I'm not ABC, which is owned by the Disney company, and Disney has myriad, has billions of dollars at issue, as does CBS, which he sued. So here I am, and I have good lawyers. Although, having said that, and let me say here that this is going to be an expensive process. And I think it's going to be a fruitful one, because I think it will cover all kinds of things. But whoever you are out there listening now, I will inevitably come to you through GoFundMe or other avenues for support. I think this is not just me. This is an effort to get the truth of what Jeffrey Epstein means to Donald Trump.
Well, let us know whenever you have that set up. We'll have you back on to give us the update. Let us know when she's been officially served, when you get out that first round of discovery. I'd love to share with our viewers here all of the discovery requests that she's going to be asked about her past connections, about Donald Trump's past connections, his subpoena, when he gets subpoenaed. Under the precedent, the Clinton-Jones case, he doesn't have executive immunity to try to, he'll try to block it, but I think that you have a path to get discovery there, especially with all that he said. So we'll be following it, Michael, and on behalf of journalists, who care about the First Amendment across the country, I mean, a big thanks to you for standing up in a big way. We really appreciate it.
Well, it's going to be a hell of a ride.
De todo corazón, espero que les haya gustado, lo hayan entendido más que todo. Si fue así o tienen cualquier duda, me la pueden poner en los comentarios. Además, si este video te gustó, te va a encantar suscribirte al canal, ya que subo videos como estos todos los días. Mi nombre es José Alvarado, soy economista y estoy comprometido con informarte diariamente. Nos vemos en el siguiente video. Adiós.